Do you know who owns this building?
I don't. The lady upstairs says it was all right.
The lady upstairs said it was all right for you to beg here, did she?
She did.
Do you have a name?
My name's John.
John, you look really cold. Are you cold?
Very cold.
Would a hot cup of tea warm you up?
I'd love a hot cup of tea.
You'd love a hot cup of tea. Okay, John. There you go.
Why would you do that, mate? I'm homeless.
John, get a job. And you wouldn't be homeless, would you? This is my building. If I find you here again, I'll have you arrested for trespass. Take your rubbish with you. Is that clear, John? Purchett, did you tell that homeless man you could beg outside my office?
He was shivering with the cold, sir, and faint with hunger.
That's not my concern. What will clients think when they see him there?
But it's Christmas Eve and he has nothing.
Cratchit, do I have to repeat myself?
No, sir. Your cousin Frederick is waiting for you inside your office.
Why in God's name did you let him in?
He wouldn't take no for an answer.
Is that so?
Uncle, so glad I finally caught you. I hope you haven't been avoiding me.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Uncle, it's Christmas Eve, and I'm taking you out to lunch today. No ifs or buts. I've even booked a place at your favourite, Gibo's.
Gibo's. You've hardly the price of McDonald's in your pocket, let alone some fancy French restaurant. Why don't you keep the money for your wife? And how many brats do you now have?
4. And 1 on the way.
4. And 1 on the way. Why, that ridiculous grin, you're poor enough.
Why that cold stare, Uncle? You are rich enough. Rich enough to buy all the restaurants in Dublin. You could eat out every night of the week, and yet you don't. Today that will change.
I don't think so, Fred.
Why are you so cold, Uncle? Christmas is a time for sharing. I just want to share Christmas with you. And I know you'll spend it alone. You are family, my family. And you and I will celebrate Christmas Eve in style.
Fred, Christmas is a sham for those that have too much time on their hands. I will not be celebrating with you or with anyone else.
Why not, Uncle? I believe Christmas is a precious time. A time to count your blessings. A time to take stock. To share with others. To share with you.
Fred, I will see you in hell before I go to dinner with you. Is that clear?
Oh, Uncle, why?
Unlike you, I cannot afford to take a day off work. I will be here as usual.
You'll be working.
You may not know this, Fred, but the money markets around the world will be open on Christmas Day. There's business to be done.
Uncle, the table's booked. When they heard you were coming, they said they would lay on a special spread.
I have nothing more to say, Fred. Good afternoon.
You'll enjoy yourself.
Good afternoon.
We'll have a ball.
Good afternoon.
I'm not taking no for an answer.
Cratchit, my nephew is leaving. Do make sure to see him at the front door.
Yes, sir.
Very well, Uncle. A Merry Christmas to you. And to you, Bobby Cratchit.
Thank you, Frederick. And a Merry Christmas to you and your family, too.
And close the door after you. There's Cratchit, a single mum, up to her eyes in debt. I am surrounded by imbeciles.
Sorry. Door was open.
It shouldn't be.
Are you Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
I'm Scrooge. Marley's been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Ah, yes. Well, I really did admire him in life. And, of course, the fabulous success your company's enjoyed. You're the toast of the town.
I don't need a barrister.
Oh, I'm not here today as a barrister, Mrs. Scrooge. I'm actually here as a volunteer. And what I do is I'm volunteering for the Night's Run, which is a charity dedicated to the homeless. And what we do is we go out to the streets and we provide food and clothing and medical assistance. But most importantly, what we do is we actually provide a conversation for our homeless brothers and sisters.
I had a conversation with one of your homeless brothers earlier today.
Ah, very good. Well, I trust you were able to help him.
Oh, my advice was very helpful. If only he'll listen, of course.
Well, of course. As I was saying, Mr. Scrooge, at this festive season, we're approaching successful businesses like yours, and we are seeking a donation. Times are very hard for those without a home. And for those struggling on the streets, Christmas can be an incredibly cruel time.
Are there no government agencies to help these people?
Oh, yes, there are, of course, but they're very overwhelmed this time of year.
No welfare systems in place?
Well, yes, but again, They're completely struggling to meet the needs of the many that are homeless.
I pay my taxes, and lots of them, to support those institutions. I will not be in a position to help you.
But it's not me you're helping, Mr. Scrooge. It's the many homeless people who don't even have roofs over their heads.
Roofs? The homeless shelters I've seen had roofs, and I should know. I built most of them.
Well, you may not be aware of this, Mr. Scrooge, but many of those Dublin hostels are awash with drugs and violence and abuse. Many of the homeless people I know, they'd actually rather die than go there.
Then let them die. Stop them cluttering up my front door.
Mr. Scrooge!
You found your way in. Kindly find your way out.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Scrooge. Should I lock up? Everyone else has left the building.
I suppose so. Cratchit, did you say you wanted the whole day off tomorrow?
Well, yes, if at all possible, please, Mr. Scrooge.
Cratchit, I've just been checking. You've used up all your holidays this year.
I know, but that's because my little Tim was in hospital. You know how sick he's been.
That's not really my concern, Cratchit. You want a day off. You're not owed.
Tim's really been looking forward to it, and I can't find anyone else to mind him. So if that's okay...
It's not okay, Cratchit. If I was to dock you a day's wages, you'd be outraged, the rich exploiting the poor, yet you expect me to pay you for a day's work you're not going to do. Now, whom exactly is exploiting who?
It's just one day, sir.
That's a very poor excuse for picking my pocket every 25th of December. I suppose you must have the whole day off, but please ensure that you're here all the earlier the following day. Is that clear, Cratchit?
Yes, sir. Shall I call your driver?
He's taken the night off. Unfortunately, he wants to be with his family as well.
I can get you a cab?
On Christmas Eve? No. I'll walk.
Okay, sir, well, I hope you have a very merry...
Spare me, Cratchit.